Hi guys, Shigate Vlogs here, and I haven't posted anything since the Otakon vlogs, since they were scheduled and they went out to you guys. I apologize for that. A lot has been going on, and I've unfortunately gotten somewhat depressed over the past week or so, and I thought it would be a good time to record a video highlighting my experience with depression. I'm not clinically depressed or anything, but there have been three times in my life where I felt that it's the worst thing that's ever happened to me. And in this video, I would like to address what those three times were. The first one was back in 2007 during the real estate crash of that era. And I was crushed that we lost our house. Well, first of all, we unfortunately couldn't keep up with payments, but also, I don't know how much longer we would have lasted even if we were to somehow keep up with payments, um, because it was a crash. And a lot of people couldn't keep up with it. A lot of people lost their homes. That was the beginning of the recession, I believe, of the late 2000, pre-2010s, I guess you can say. And I was crushed. I was depressed for a long time. And then I when this was happening, I had already moved out, and I was living on my own. And then I couldn't pay rent there because I lost my job. A long story. Maybe I'll do a story time about that. And I had nowhere to go to, and I had to come up to where I am in the Boston area. I had lived in that house that we lost for about 14, 15 years, since from when I was like 9 or 10 years old until I was like 24 or 25. And what is my webcam doing? Interesting. Anyway, that crushed me because that was basically my childhood home from year eight, from fifth grade until the bit of college I did. So that's a big chunk of my life right there. Okay, so life went on. I got situated up here in the Boston area. Then I started going to conventions, starting with Anime Boston in 2009, and I met a lot of cool people there. And I'm not going to mention her name to respect her privacy. Not like she isn't a public figure as it is, but in my video, I'm not going to mention her name. Some people might know who she is by how I'm about to describe the situation, but yeah, I'm not going to mention her name. In 2014 or so, after I had known this particular convention goer, she's an anime YouTube vlogger, an anime convention a YouTube vlogger thing, and she makes quality content that I really, really appreciate. I really like watching. It's interesting seeing her views on the different convention spots that I never go to, the experiences she has with her friends. I've been subscribed to this particular individual's channel on YouTube since 2010, 2011, something like that. In 2012, I finally got to meet her, and she uh, thought she didn't expect me to be as tall as I am, which is really funny. That made my day when I met her. I was completely starstruck, I guess you can say, because I followed her closely on YouTube and Facebook somewhat. Facebook fan page. I don't have her personal Facebook, and I respect that. She doesn't want to open up to anyone but friends or close friends or family, which is a-okay by me. And I developed a crush on her. Really, really, intense crush on her. And for the longest time, I was self-sulking, I guess you could say, that I knew I couldn't have her. She had a boyfriend on and off during that time period. And finally, I did message her personal Facebook. I didn't add her as a friend, but I did message her personal Facebook, explaining how I felt. And she says, "Hey, I'm flattered, but I have someone, and I'd be happy just being friends." So basically, I was friend zoned. But that ended my depression over my crush because I knew I couldn't have her because for months in 2014, I was completely crushed. I couldn't have her. Uh, and, she friend zoned me and I got over it. I'm not even fully over it now, but I'm over it to the point of I accept the fact that she's not interested in me like that. She's interested in being friends when we see each other at the conventions we share. At this point, it's only Otakon, but I'm happy with that. That's the second time I've been depressed in my life. Now, the current bout with depression I'm dealing with right now, again, I'm not clinically depressed. It's just a sad, grieving moment. My family had a wire-haired dachshund that just had to be put down due to illness. I'm not going to share the illness. It's not the point of this video. And I didn't realize the bond I shared with this little guy until now, until last 3 days ago when we had to do it. He was so happy about his last couple of days. His last moments must have been so heart-wrenching for my parents because I was at work when they were at the vet before the, don't want to use the wrong term here, before it had to be done, before the injection was given to the poor little guy who was pretty sick, but like not showing it like a human would. And it's been 3 days since then. This is my third bout with depression, like moments, and it sucks because it's like you lose a member of your family. When you lose a pet, you lose a member of your family, and it's hard to get over sometimes. And it's going to take. I'm getting better every day. Certain objects around the apartment that were his do trigger me at moments, but I'm trying to see it and say, oh, hey, that was his, right? And I'm trying my best. Sometimes I have moments where I just, even at work, when there's no customers in the store, I just take a mini break and just let it out. And I don't know. And I do have, I'm not going to go into too much detail about this, but I do have an interesting coworker that doesn't understand the bonds of pets with their owners and families and stuff. And he's like, "Oh, it's only a dog." Well, to you, it might only be a dog because you didn't know him, you didn't bond with him, you didn't have him as a member of your family. And even if he has, I don't know him very well personally. We just work together, and I tried to make friends with him, but he's just a complete jerk. He just wants me to get over it, and it's not that easy. Everyone's unique, everyone's different. And if you lost a family member, whether it's human or animal friend, and you can get over it quickly, good for you. But for others, it takes longer to accept the fact that they're no longer in this world with you, physically. Our little dog, his name was Mackie, will always be right here and right here. So I'm never going to forget him. But for someone that, if there's someone says, oh, it's just a dog, just a cat, just a bird, just a fish, if you develop a bond with something or someone, there's no such thing as it was just a, because that's really offending and inconsiderate to say that. And I've given up trying to be buddy-buddy with him. He is the most immature 34-year-old like myself. I mean, I can be immature, but he's even worse than I am. And I've just given up. I'll deal with him. I'll work with him. And that's that. He's not helping the situation at all. My bosses are helping a little bit. That's a different story. But that's the point. That's my message in this video. If you have something that's daunting you or that's bothering you emotionally, take it day by day, and cry if you have to. I can't tell you how many times I've sat in a corner at work when there's no customers and just let it out, because the memories flow through you. It's like, oh man, I'm not here anymore. This sucks. What am I gonna do? Kind of feeling. I'm sure all of you, all three of you, that joke is getting kind of old and stupid now. I actually have maybe closer to 30 subs in this channel now, which is awesome. Thank you guys. Please check out the rest of my content for less depressing topics than this, if you do enjoy my content. But yeah, that's the theme of this video. Try to move on at your own pace. Don't respond to pressure from others that just get over it and move on as best as you can, because you can get another animal friend if you when you're ready, and that's what I plan to do. My dad made the great point that the dog we just unfortunately lost was his, technically, right? He was the bond the strongest between the little Mackie and my dad. But my dad says that once I'm ready, after this whole thing, as well as financially, once I can support basically a child, that he says I should get the kind of dog I want to get. And for the longest time, I've wanted to have a golden retriever. Now, I grew up in the '90s, and many of you may or may not know this movie series, but there is a movie series well, technically three movies, but one was more of like a wildlife documentary. The other one was, like Hollywood voice acted and everything. It's The Incredible Journey, about the two dogs and the cat that get lost in the wilderness and then they make their way back to civilization to their family. That was a basis for the Homeward Bound movies. Homeward Bound, The Incredible Journey. They kept The Incredible Journey subtitle. And then there's Homeward Bound 2. Why did I put in quotes? Because it's not in quotes. Homeward Bound 2, Lost in San Francisco, which I think was pushing it because the pets somehow get stuck in one of the biggest cities in the U.S., at least on the West Coast, and they make their way home. And somewhat of a spoiler if you wanted to see it, but it's just a movie that you don't really need to worry about. But the eldest of the three characters, the golden retriever dog, his name is Shadow. Now, Shadow the Hedgehog, for all my gamers out there. No, Shadow was the eldest, and he almost didn't make it, but he did make it in the end. And I find that quality in a dog, or in a character in this case, to be very endearing. And I've always wanted a golden retriever since I've seen these movies as a kid. But my dad's heart was with dachshunds, and we got one until now. And that dream was achieved because he did have one when he was younger, and he wanted to get another one because it's a fun small dog breed, and it was a lot of fun having him around. Uh, I'm going to make a memorial video. I don't know, maybe on this channel or on Shigate Media main channel. I'm not sure where I'll put it yet. With a photo slideshow, and maybe my dad and I can make it together and send him off with all the joy and memories we've had with him. But anyway, sorry for the depressing tone of this video, especially this last segment of it. But if you like my content, like, comment, favorite, subscribe, and share. And be sure to, if you enjoy seeing stuff from me, if you like seeing my face and my big nose, check out Shigate Media and Shigate Plays. I do have a fourth channel besides this one and the other two called Shigate Watches, but I haven't touched that one in like 6 months plus because I don't know what I want to do with it anymore. It was supposed to be for watching anime series, and well, I initially wanted it for watching anime series, but it got copyright flagged because I was watching and reacting to it live, and yeah, YouTube copyright stuff is really stupid, but I actually reviewed a series on there. It's up there. You can go check it out if you want. But anyway, so subscribe to this channel, Shigate Vlogs. All the links are down in the doobly-doo in the description below. And thanks very much for watching. Thanks very much for subscribing if you do. And in fact, in the description down below, share your experiences with any kind of depression, whether it be clinical, needing medicine or not, and we can have a conversation about it. I don't mind talking about losing my man's best friend, even though it happened very recently, but I'm trying to find ways to distract myself and move on as best I can. So when I'm ready, I can get my golden retriever, and that'll be really amazing. Anyway, Thanks again, everyone. Like, comment, favorite, subscribe, and share. And have a great one.